Hey everybody, this is a safe cheese strategy for the Halo 2 Legendary Tartarus fight, which I did on the Master Chief Collection for PC. This is my first time playing Halo 2, and I started on Legendary with the goal of getting the Legendary Meta achievement once the MCC is fully released for PC. I apologize in advance for the poor editing. This is my first time publishing a YouTube video, but I haven't seen any videos using this strategy specifically, so I decided it would be worth putting out there for anybody having difficulty with Tartarus. This should take about 6 to 9 minutes depending on what you run into with the fight, and might take some practice, but I found it much more successful than trying to actively engage Tartarus throughout the fight. I noticed the AI for Halo 2 is pretty dumb, which makes enemies easy to exploit, but allies a little difficult to cooperate with sometimes, so bear that in mind as we go through this. You can do this with the classic graphics setting on, which a lot of people find to be easier, or with the anniversary graphics setting. I've included clips from 2 separate runs I did to demonstrate it can be done either way. The main goal of this strategy is to spend as much time on the square pylon on the barrier closest to Johnson to stay within his sniping range. You'll be kiting Tartarus by making minor position adjustments on the barrier to force Tartarus to stay in Johnson's line of sight, but also far enough away from you that you don't have to worry about dodging or taking damage from him. The strategy will start at the final checkpoint in the game, which is saved in front of Tartarus and 4 brutes. The only weapon you'll need for this is the carbine, and don't worry about ammunition, as there are weapon racks on the top and bottom tier of the structure that you'll fight on that will keep you locked and loaded. First, either kill the brutes flanking Tartarus or cloak and run past them, then jump down to the middle tier of the structure. There will be a barrier a little taller than you attached to a square platform that will be directly in Sergeant Johnson's line of sight. Jump up to the square platform portion of this barrier. Turn around and make sure all the brutes are dead, and shoot them from your position if they aren't. You don't want them firing down at you while you're trying to deal with Tartarus. Once Tartarus jumps to the middle tier, your elite allies are just cannon fodder, so don't waste ammo trying to help them. You will be getting pretty close to Tartarus, but you should be a step or 2 out of his gravity hammer's range. Once your allies are dead, you should have aggro on Tartarus. If you don't, shooting him once or twice should get his attention. Get him to run to the side of the barrier facing Johnson by simply making small walking motions back and forth on the platform. On occasion, he may try to jump up to the platform with you. Simply run off the platform and run back up once he's off. Don't panic if Tartarus is close to you. Just make sure you're outside the range of his gravity hammer. If you start losing his attention and he tries to run to the other side of the barrier, continue maneuvering and shooting until he starts coming back. Try to keep Tartarus on the side of the barrier closest to where the next wave of brutes will spawn, so you can keep them in your line of sight. Tartarus' shield will drop after Sergeant Johnson makes 3 consecutive hits to him with his beam rifle. Once his shield is down, unload as many carbine rounds into Tartarus' head as you can. Rinse and repeat until the next wave of brutes make their way to you. Once the enemy brutes are making their way to the structure, jump into the gravity lift up to the top tier. Restock your carbine ammo, and assist your elite allies from a distance by shooting the brutes through the gravity lift's opening. Don't leave the top tier. The carbine is effective for this, but a needler may also be helpful. You may be able to pick one up from one of your dead allies. Once all additional brutes are dead, jump back down to the middle tier from the outer edge of the top tier closest to Johnson. This should be a direct drop down to the same square barrier platform you were on previously. Repeat these steps until Tartarus is dead. Please bear in mind that this strategy will likely require some improvisation on your part for a successful execution. I hope this helps at least a little bit. Good luck.